Hello, everyone. My name is Dan, and along with Rory, Louise, and XEO, this is our presentation of the BBVA Compass Market Allegation. So to begin, BBVA is the 15th largest bank in the United States with 767 banks throughout the United States. But that just makes up a small portion of the 15,000 total banks that are actually in the United States. So they entered the U.S. market in 2004 with the acquisition of Valley Bank. And then in 2007, they acquired Compass Bank. In 2009, they acquired Guarantee Bank. They have a high reputation in the Sun Belt region of the U.S. As you can see from these graphs on the right, Texas is one of their biggest additions to basically their bank and helping them grow, followed by Alabama, California, and Arizona. So the company's customers, before they acquired all of these other banks, their primary focus was on the Mexican immigrants. And then once they were able to acquire all these other companies, they kind of brought in their who they were trying to target. So then they went after 25 to 54-year-olds that make an annual income of over $75,000 per household, and as well as they need loans and investment help is something that they try to target, according to Armstrong. So they generate all these new customers through their branches, website, telephones, and direct mail. And they see that they have a higher retention rate with people who join through branches compared to any other service. And many people join through the branches compared to anything else. I believe it's over 80%. And then the reasons for choosing them over another bank is due to their free checking services, their convenient branch locations, easy online banking service, personalized services, and friendly service when you need all the help that you can get. Yep.
Marketing resource allocation, Bbva goal in to increase the number of the customer. They have three ways to do it. The first in building awareness and trust in the brand. The second is more support on the service, such as saving, checking, and commercial banking. And the last one improve the customer satisfaction. And the budget is allocated mainly to the large markets such as Houston and Dallas. Compared to other brands, Bbva does not locate much to marketing. They have only 25% to 50% lower for Bank of America and Citibank, and the Brightest saw the marketing budget in 2010, accounting for more than 50% of applied advertising budget, such as the TV. Will online advertising only accounting for 21%.
Hi everyone, my name is Rory and I will be going over the offline and online marketing portions of my group's Bbva Compass Case Analysis project. So for starters, in regards to offline marketing, they were aided by a lot of awareness for the company bank brand, as it exceeded 80% in 2007 2008. And this was in large part due to them changing their name to Bbva Compass to advocate for that more kind of global presence that they're looking to desire. As we mentioned in previous slides, their target market is mainly Mexican immigrants in kind of that Sun Belt region of the United States, but they're looking to expand to larger markets kind of centered around those ideals. So in large part, they were able to kind of implement that through multiple sponsorships to the NBA and the ESPN-RT, both of which are major sports industries, play big markets in the sports kind of industry itself. And for starters, the NBA sponsorship was to span the NBA, WNBA, and all of the NBA affiliates in Spain, Puerto Rico, and the United States. So kind of really doubling down on that sort of Hispanic marketing, Hispanic Latino sort of segment of the market. But they also had a previous sponsorship with La Liga in Spain. So they're really, as I mentioned before, really expanding upon that. And it's really helping with expand their global presence. But in general, I think they should kind of look towards baseball as kind of a nice other avenue to accelerate their Hispanic Latino market share, just because that is such a prominent sport in that sort of, whether it be Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, all those kinds of areas are really, thriving with the baseball industry itself. But they mainly said that this sort of, change in the way that they are marketing is due to their dedication to passion, teamwork, and fair play, and showing that to their customers as well as their employees. So, excuse me, as we go on to the ESPNRT, which is the sort of bowl sponsorship that they started with all of the college football playoff bowls, they really wanted to stretch that along the Sun Belt as well, because most of their associate sponsorships span across like that Texas, Arizona sort of geographical region. And they are looking to expand in the States without an NBA presence so they can capitalize on the markets that maybe the NBA hasn't already capitalized on. But this only really restricts access to the States. And as we mentioned before, they kind of want to still continue to expand globally. So as college football is mainly a US centric market, it may be difficult to continue that global presence. But as this kind of entails, it's a very limited enterprise because there's not a lot of people directly interested in sports. It's a very specific segment of the market that is in fact interested in sports. So if you're really looking for a broad range of people to be engaged with your bank, this might not be the best way to go about it. So we're going to move on to online marketing now. So online marketing, they've used a combination of search and display advertising with promotional ads. And unfortunately, this has produced a very low click-through rate with regards to actually like call to actions as in applications for their online banking. It says here only 10% of their online visitors actually click to start an application, with less than 50% of those 10% actually finishing the application. And this is due in large part to because they have a lot more approvals in person than online. Their approvals online are almost at a cap at 100%, whereas online it kind of staggers around the 85 to 90% range. So in general, it's kind of a lot more of a consumer engagement process when you have that person-to-person interaction in the actual store. It leads to more, a better relationship. So in that sort of instance, these kind of display ads can maybe be centered towards around, a specific glimpse or impression-based advertising spectrum, and then they can kind of cater more towards that in-person, guarantee closing this or like sealing the deal in that actual in-person interaction that they have in the bank. So specifically, they've bought out specific keywords for each paid search because they are specific on focusing on paid searches and display ads. So their paid search words that they specifically checked out are consumer checking, checking account, pre-checking account, BBVA Compass, and BBVA brand. And it goes to show that the BBVA specific ones are more successful in terms of actual, click-through rates and completed applications. So it may be more beneficial for them to actually access that avenue a little bit more effectively. But if they still want to continue that trend of getting more impressions per click and leading to that sort of more engagement online, the more generalized words might be a better option for them. And as for display ads, they're using both CPM and CPA metrics to calculate which is best for them. And these are kind of generating relatively the same amount of traffic as their searches, but these are more of a geographic base, where their paid searches are more of a wide range of just, sort of generic or general sort of, broad base of consumers. But this also helps with their impression-based system, as these display ads generated as nearly 300 times as many impressions with similar, if not better click-through rates. So it may be more beneficial to kind of start that impression-based metric with their display ads, as these are a great way to kind of get the thought in the person's heads when they go and choose their next bank. But maybe they should, and I did notice as well, as they did market towards AOL and Yahoo as their top search engines. Obviously, the search engine game has changed dramatically, with Google taking a catastrophic leap above all competition. So it may be beneficial for them to jump into that market as well and funnel a lot more of their both search and display ads into Google as a proper advertising metric. That's all I have. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, my name is Shuyao. So for the conclusion part, I'm going to give you my team's conclusion and the future developing of this company. So from above them, we can get a conclusion, which is the BBVA Campus is the bank of the small company, mainly serving the middle-aged customers. So I will give you 3 suggestions for the company future development. First of all, I think we should focusing on the customer whose age between the 25 to the 54 years old. Those people mainly have the annual household income of more than 75,000, and we should keep working to promote the good service for them, such as free checking service, convenient brand location, online banking service, and personalized service. Secondly, we should keep the way we are good at the developing and collecting new customers, such as branches, a website, the telephone, and direct mail. And at last, I would like to see the company should allocate its budget to online advertising instead of offline. And overall, this is a company with a good prospect for the development. All you have to do is maintain your strengths and avoiding making mistake. This is able to the company survive better and further. So that's it. Thank you.